John F. Kennedy was born in Brookline, Massachusetts, May 29, 1917. 2 years later, he contracted scarlet fever and was hospitalized for 2 months. In fall 1931, JFK enrolls in a boarding school in Connecticut and graduates in June 1935. In the fall of 1935, JFK enrolls in Princeton, but he drops out due to illness later that year. The following year, JFK attends Harvard University and he graduates in 1940.
In the summer 1941, JFK enters the U.S. Armed Forces. In December 7, 1941, Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor and U.S. enter the World War II. 1942, JFK serves and commands a mortar torpedo boat, or PT boat, in the South Pacific. The PT boat is rammed by a Japanese destroyer. Most of the crew is eventually rescued. JFK receives the Purple Heart. In spring 1944, JFK enters Boston's hospital with a lower back condition. March 1st, 1945, he is discharged from the Navy.
In November of 1946, JFK is elected to the House of Representatives, and in 1952, JFK wins the election of the United States Senate.
In September 12, 1953, John F. Kennedy marries Jacqueline Bouvier.
November 27, 1957, Caroline Bouvier Kennedy, JFK's daughter, is born. In November 1960, John F. Kennedy Jr. is born.
November 8, 1960, JFK defeats Nixon and becomes the second youngest president at the age of 43. January 20th, 1961, JFK is sworn in as President of the United States.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
March 1961, JFK announces the establishment of the Peace Corps. September 12, 1962, JFK announces his goal of putting a man on the moon. October 16, 1962, the U.S. obtains photos of Soviet nuclear missile sites being installed in Cuba, bringing about the Cuban Missile Crisis. 6 days later, JFK announces naval quarantine of Cuba. A week after that, Soviet Union agrees to remove its missiles from Cuba. In 1963,
Nixon agreed to a nuclear test ban treaty. In June of that same year, JFK calls a civil rights struggle for a moral crisis for America. On that fateful day of November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy is assassinated while riding through the streets of Dallas, Texas.